Oh, hi, podcast listeners. There's many ways you can listen to the Real Nerds podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on Stitcher Radio. You want to send us a Twitter message? You can do that. It's so easy, at Real Nerds. Like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com, where there'll be a lot of articles for you to not only read, but to listen to our previous shows. Do you like your stories told through pictures? Then you can also follow us at Real Nerds on Instagram. You can also call us, 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Camera, action!
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd can...
talk film! I'm sorry.
Take it outside.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action! Real nerds.
Hey, all you crazy moviegoers. This is another exciting episode of Real Nerds Podcast. I am Ryan. I am joined by...
Brad.
And we are so excited to be here today. Brad, I can see it in your face.
Yeah?
Yeah. Every week we see a new movie and we podcast our experience to the world. This week we saw Weapons. Stay tuned where we recommend the film or not. Play the trailer and then spoil it. And you can spoil this movie, so make sure that Brad just ran like the kids.
Yeah, that's how I'm going to approach everybody from now on. Is
just
arms
like
out. Hey, what's up? What's going on?
Because it might catch on because this movie... I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be a really big hit. I mean,
I love seeing the viral videos of people doing that.
Yeah. And we'll also talk about the big movie news of the week and stuff we watched throughout the week. All movies, all the time. It's what we do, Brad. It's what we do.
And we're the best at it.
Fucking A, we are. Make sure you listen to all our interviews we did at Fan Expo this year. They're all really good. I went back and I listened to them, and I'm a really great interviewer.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not just saying that, too. Also, author, oh my God, my brain stopped working. He wrote the How I Earned My Ears book, Earning My Ears, from New Orleans. Friends with Travis Hymel. Why is my brain not working?
Adam something?
Yeah.
Santino?
Yes. Good. Good news. Our website's down.
Well, that's why it was telling me that YouTube can't find our shit.
Internal server error.
Good job, Bluehost.
So
worth the money.
But yeah, I was told that I do a really good job at that, so I appreciate that. Except he called out, said Billy Madison sucked donkey dick. Those are my words, not his.
Well, that's slander. Great.
Cool. My dog keeps farting, so it's been 3 weeks in a row now that he's just been polluting this house.
Choking us.
Well, he's such a dumbass. I know his stomach's upset because he ate trash. So, I mean, that's what you get. Don't eat trash. But why does he do it? Why does he do it more than once? You think they would learn their lesson? I'm asking. It's not rhetorical.
I don't have dogs.
I know, but why would anybody do the same thing over and over again expecting a different result?
He's not a philosopher.
And if you ask me, I don't know if eating trash is going to taste that good.
The raccoons beg to differ.
No, that is true. They are trash pandas.
Oh, my God.
I know. It's like thick.
Yeah.
This week, Brad,
my mouth is open.
We saw Weapons. Do you recommend Weapons?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I saw it twice because once again I fell asleep the first time.
No.
Yeah, I got
so weird.
I don't know what's wrong with me. So yeah, at one point in the second or the third or fourth quarter of the movie, I was like, I don't think I missed anything, but okay. I have questions. And then the second time I watched it, I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, okay. The part I missed explains all this shit. I just thought the movie was like being super vague. But it's not. I wouldn't say it's like really scary or horrific. It's just the best. It's Pulp Fiction, but for like scary movies.
Yeah, there's an uneasiness to it, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if, I've said this before. Yeah, by the way, the movie is great. You should go see it. I've said this before. I don't know if I get scared in movies anymore, but I want the experience of, I don't know what. This movie gives me an experience. And you're right. When we get to the spoilers, we'll talk about how the story is told, and I think it's a really cool way to tell a story. But yeah, you should go see it in theaters. And I mean, if I had to guess, I'm guessing it's going to make over $100 million at the box office, just because.
Dude, if you're right,
I know. Hey, because we're recording this August 15th, 8th. So I mean, if I'm right, just call me Hollywood.
You need to go to Vegas, man.
Yeah.
If you call this.
Here's a trailer for Weapons.
I just want to say how very sorry I am for...
She should be locked up until she tells us what happened.
The truth is that I want an answer just as bad as all of you.
We're talking about 17 kids in one classroom. I want to know what happened in that classroom. Why just her classroom? Why only her?
They're our children.
I love those kids.
This is a true story that happened right here in my town. A lot of people die in a lot of really weird ways in this story, but you're not going to find it in the news.
Those kids walked out of those homes. No one pulled them out. No one forced them. What do you see that I don't?
Show me. Where did you go?
There's something very, very wrong going on.
What am I looking at?
Leave the investigating to the investigators.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Are you watching? Are you watching? Are you watching? Are you watching?
Weapons has a great premise, and I purposely have you seen Barbarian?
Yes.
So
actually, right before this.
So what's cool about that film is it's two totally different movies, and it's not what you expect it to be. And I think that's part of the fun of Barbarian. I think it's a cool movie anyways, but I think the curveball it throws you is awesome. So when I saw the trailer for this film, I purposely avoided anything else to do with the film because it sets up a mystery of the premise of the film is this young woman is a teacher at this school, and one day she comes to school and only one of her children is in class. The other 17, 18 kids are missing.
They vanish
in the
middle of the night.
Yeah, and what's cool is the writer-director, he plays with what we have. I mean, everybody has a Ring camera. So everybody knows that the kids left at 2:17, and they all run out with their arms kind of spread out and running, which I think to why this film I think is going to be really successful is you create an image where people can go online and create their own weapons kind of
their own
narrative or their own meme associated with it. I remember when Smile came out 3 years ago, and they paid those actors, they would be at baseball games and just smiling really menacingly at the camera. And it created this buzz around the film, and I think this will help this film. But it also helps that the film's well made, and it tells the story from each character's point of view. Like you mentioned earlier, sort of like Pulp Fiction, where you're given a little bit of each character's backstory and how they got to where they are at in the movie. And it's really fascinating. Julie Garner's character of the teacher, where you just think she's, harassed and she's just this innocent victim. She kind of has this darkness to her, whether it's her disease of alcoholism, but she also sleeps around with a married man, and she got a DUI, and that's why she's there at that school. Josh Brolin's character, I think, is relatable. He loses his son, and he becomes obsessed with everything having to do with his son, and he's convinced that Justine, the teacher, had something to do with it.
Yeah. And like, if you really pay attention, you realize his story is really about his. He's a little abusive to his son. Like, he pushes him too hard.
Yeah.
And it turns him into a bully, and his bullying affects the main kid who does show up to class. Yeah. And then you find out why that's all connected later. And I totally missed the first time that that whole scene where he shows up to the work site and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I forgot to do that order. I'll fix it." And then the guy's like, "Well, also the door's supposed to be green and it's red. You ordered the wrong color." And then, I was wondering, like, who painted that witch on the side of Julie, her car, and it was him. So, like,
yeah, it's fun because they do. Yeah, you're right. They leave these little breadcrumbs throughout the film because you only get, Justine's story is the first one. Is it Justine? Yeah. Yeah. So her story is the first one, and you're getting these little parts of it. And Paul, the cop, he's not necessarily corrupt, but he does not make the best decisions. The part where he chases the one junkie down because he's obviously breaking into the place.
How uneasy did that make you when you did the search of that guy?
Yeah. So, here's some law for everybody. In Terry v. Ohio, if you suspect someone is committing a crime or about to commit a crime, you can pat them down for weapons, and you can actually detain them. It's called reasonable suspicion. However, if you get poked by a needle and then knock somebody out, and then you try to delete the dash cam footage or your body cam or whatever it is, yeah, that's a no-go. And I was actually more disappointed in the chief of police, where he says, "We'll just keep this quiet." That's kind of gross. But yeah, he's a corrupt cop in a way, and then he, way overdoes it.
But also, like, going barehanded, like, into a tight pocket like that, like, how stupid was it?
Yeah, no, it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid. And, when you search somebody, you actually should feel the outside of their pants first. And you would definitely have felt needles or something like that. So, yeah, it's not good all the way around. I've said this my whole career, that we're really good at making us look bad. And that's just... It happens. I was in a ethics class, and not to that degree, but an officer was talking, a lieutenant was talking about how this one officer got involved in a motor vehicle collision. We get in motor vehicle collisions all the time because of our job, but instead of just, going in, writing a memo, maybe getting suspended for no pay for a day, which, whatever, he took the footage out of his car and, like, threw the tape away. So now you committed a crime. And instead of just, eating crow for a day or whatever, sometimes they might not even suspend you. But, we're really good at making us look bad. So, yeah, that was more believable of a crooked cop to me than sometimes in other films of, I've not done something right and then I try to cover it up and it makes it worse. Like I said, I was more disappointed in the chief's response because it's his son-in-law, and that you've learned that, but I wouldn't protect somebody. My integrity means too much to me. But
even if it's your own family,
no, sorry, you made that decision, not me. So the mystery is really cool, and they do those little hints because Witch obviously has something to do with what's actually happening, and you learn that the little boy who is the only one left in the class, he is visited by his aunt who is basically sucking the life out of his parents. And when it won't sustain her living, She
has cancer or something. She's trying to find like a non-traditional way of healing herself.
Yeah. So in way, Josh Brolin's character calling, her a witch, it's actually someone else who's the witch. It was really fun in my screening when the mom came out and had the scissors. My audience was getting all antsy at that point because it's shot really well. It's just a cool movie. It slowly builds up. The Benedict Wong scene where he's chasing her and it's unrelenting is really cool. It has a zombie movie vibe to it. And it doesn't skimp on the gore when the gore actually happens.
What else I noticed too the second time is when she goes over to their house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't want her to come in, but his boyfriend insists. And so when she's out on the porch, she's like waving her hands or whatever, saying like, "Oh, yeah, I walked here. I can take the bus or whatever." But then when she walks inside and then she goes into the kitchen, suddenly she has a bag in her hand for all of her witch stuff. And I was like, damn, that's like it's like this one shot where like you see her come into the foyer with nothing. And these two characters don't even notice that suddenly she's behind the center island. She pulls out that bag with like the sticks and the water.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of like Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that part was pretty brutal because that character and his husband are probably the most innocent in it. And for his husband to be killed the way he was, that part's pretty uneasy. And the way he's killed, it's not, like a quick stabbing or something. He slowly strangles him to death. Yeah, it's a brutal one. And my audience, it's always fun to see movies like this with an audience because you can feel the uneasiness. Because I saw it opening night, so there was a lot of people there. And the end scene where the spell is turned on the aunt.
Oh, yeah.
And she starts running through all the houses and all those kids are chasing her is my audience was laughing until the kids started ripping her apart. And then there was this audible quietness and kind of gasping. So it was pretty fun.
I also like when Josh Brolin has his dream and then he wakes up and just like pause. Then like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Audience got a laugh out of that.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun movie, and I had a lot of fun watching it. And his next movie is a remake of Resident Evil yet again. So I'm interested to see what he does with that. Hopefully, he already said he's not going to follow the games, which is good. Just make a different story. So yeah, see it. Corinne sent us something.
Hey nerds, Corinne here for a sort of installment of Showtime. I mostly just wanted to share my experiences today at Colorado Springs Comic-Con. It's kind of weird. I really didn't ever go to cons before, and now I've been to 2 in 1 year, so I don't know how this happened. Well, I do, but yeah, so Denver Fan Expo versus Colorado Springs Comic-Con. Admittedly, because I was there with the nerds for Denver Fan Expo, I didn't have to pay to get in, but it was, I would say, more of a hassle of just like getting there. And it was like, you either had to like pay for parking, or I ended up taking like the light rail in from another part of town. So, and just like getting in and out, there's a billion people everywhere, and it's all just like in this giant room, or at least like all the vendors and the different like people signing autographs and things like that. So I know the panels were elsewhere. I didn't actually go to any of the panels, so I don't, but it was just like this huge complex. But I kind of think I liked the Colorado Springs Comic-Con feel a little bit better. It was definitely more my speed. It was much smaller. There were not as many people there. I think the layout was, initially I thought it was very, I don't know, just kind of cramped, maybe because I thought everybody was going to be, so it was at I think it's the Broadmoor World Center, which is an arena in Colorado Springs. So it was like we walked in and everybody was on the concourse, all the different like vendors and stuff. And I thought, oh my gosh, is everybody just in the concourse? Like there's nobody else. Like we don't even use the actual center of the arena, just everybody's on the concourse. Like is that how small this is? But no, it was bigger than that. So we went around the whole concourse and we found out like most of the celebrities were down on the floor of the arena. So we went down there, we walked around. There were some more vendors down there too, selling different stuff. And we did, I was with my friend Jerry, and then his two brother-in-laws were there. They're big comic fans. So they were looking at all the different comic booths, and I'm like, it's not for me. I'm looking at other things, but I definitely found other stuff that I liked. But Jerry, he really wanted to meet Michael Ironside, who, among other things, is the voice of Darkseid on Justice League Unlimited. And I think he was also in the Superman the Animated Series. I think that's where he started. So we did, I was with Jerry. I mean, Jerry he was mainly meeting him, but I was just kind of like hanging behind him, just kind of like overhearing everything. And Michael Ironside was super nice, telling us about how he, like the backstory for his Darkseid voice, where I guess he was like in a band or something, and he had to have like some kind of like a vocal procedure or taking care of his vocal cords, and that he had like training to like learn how to talk with his really deep voice. And like it was like a 5 or 10 minute story, but he ended up signing some stuff for Jerry, so that was really nice. So shout out to Michael Ironside. It was really great to meet you. But then so we were looking around and we were like, this isn't all the celebrities, like where is everybody else? And they told us like most of the voice actors are back in the ice arena. So we're like, oh, okay. So we had to go, we got a little lost. We had to go walk down to the ice arena, which was still part of the complex. So you didn't have to like go outside or anything, but there was even more stuff in there. So that's where I spent the most of my money, was I found like different little keychains that I liked. I found more Lego minifigs because apparently I collect Lego minifigs now. Star Wars, of course. And then the highlight for me was meeting Michelle Ang? I'm not sure actually. But meeting Michelle Ang, who is the voice actress for Omega in the Bad Batch series. There were other people there, and I was tempted to meet them as well, but I was like, I'm on a budget, so I'm going to prioritize. So I met Michelle Ang. I got to talk to her. Apparently after I talked to her, and Jerry and I were walking away because he was with me when I met her. And we were both kind of talking to her, and afterward he was like, yeah, we were talking to her for 15 minutes. I was like, no way. It was not 15 minutes. It was like 5. And he's like, no, it was like 15 minutes. I counted. And I'm like, oh shit. Which was great. It was so nice. There wasn't even a line at all. Like, that was the thing, is I felt like this was definitely a more digestible experience for me, just because I feel like Denver Fan Expo, it is so overwhelming. There's so many people. And I guess it depends on like what day you're there, what time of day you're there. But even like the days I was there, which I guess were the slower days, it was still just so many people. Just getting around was kind of hectic. And it was at Colorado Springs Comic-Con as well. Depending on where in the complex you were, some places were like, there were narrower spots than others, but yeah. But it was really, really fun. Meeting Michelle Ang was, definitely my highlight. And yeah, apparently we talked to her for 15 minutes. She was super nice. Thanked me for coming out and, gave me a big hug. And I was just telling her, I was like, yeah, Omega's like awesome. And thank you for bringing her to life and, on screen. And I hope we get to see her again one day, whether it's in live action or whether it's animated and you get to voice her, obviously I was like, I hope we get to see her in cartoon again, because then, you'll voice her. And, it was a lot of fun. So yeah, I got some Lego minifigs. I got some, mystery boxes. I think I had seen those before, but this one vendor was selling them, and it was different themes, different franchises. So there was some for like Transformers or Five Nights at Freddy's or Attack on Titan, pretty much like any show or movie franchise you can think of. And of course, there were some for Star Wars. I did ask about the Bad Batch specifically, and he's like, yeah, sorry, I can't guarantee anything, but we do have some for Star Wars. And obviously, I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I ended up buying 2. They have t-shirts in them, so that worked out. Yeah. On the whole, yeah, I think I kind of like Colorado Springs Comic-Con a little better. The one downside that we were talking about we ran into a friend of Jerry's who I guess is like a big comics expert, and he's been to like all the Comic-Cons all across the country. And we were asking him like, what's your favorite? What's the best one to go to? You know, how does this one compare to others? And he said that like basically you're paying Denver level prices, but you're not getting the Denver level experience in terms of like attendance. So like if you're a vendor, obviously you want to get more people in so that hopefully you make more sales. But then for the fan experience, it's like you're paying the same price, but you're like seeing fewer people. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. But I did think like, even though there were fewer celebrities there, the lines were shorter. I didn't see a line that was longer than like five people or 5 groups of people, which at the Denver Fan Expo ones, some of them were pretty long. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. Your mileage will vary. So if you're at all interested in Comic-Cons or anything like that, obviously, the real nerds are at Denver Fan Expo, so you should definitely check them out in 2026. Obviously, I was just there as a fan, so I wasn't like shilling or anything for the real nerds. I wasn't promoting the real nerds today, but maybe next year. No, it was a lot of fun. So I guess if you ever get a chance to go to Colorado Springs Comic-Con, check it out. You know, they did have some cool people there. I mean, it's like they were the kind of people that it was like, if their autographs were free, I would totally go and get their autograph. But since they were not, and I'm like, I only have so much money to spend, so I'm going to prioritize the people whose autographs I want to get, want to get the most. So, yeah, that's kind of where it was for me. But yeah, I felt like that at Denver Fan Expo too. Again, there were a lot of people there that I was like, oh, if their autographs were free, like I wouldn't mind waiting in line to get their autograph. But it's like waiting in line for an hour and you got to pay $70. I'm like, yeah, sorry, I'm out. So, but yeah, Colorado Springs Comic-Con, it was fun. I had a good time. I would probably go again next year, depending on who's there. But yeah, if there's somebody worth talking to or meeting, that's one thing. But it's like, if I was just going for the merch or whatever, I'm like, I could probably find most of this at Denver Fan Expo. And that's closer. So even though it is, like I said, more of a hassle. But yeah, we carpooled. We drove down there. I mean, I thought we had to pay to park, but they weren't charging. I don't know if that was an oversight or something, but we didn't have to pay going in or out. And there was plenty of parking too. So we just walked right in, like, wasn't a crazy line to get into the place. So super easy breezy. So that's why I was like, yeah, I don't know. Like, there are pros and cons to both. So, cons. Okay. I'll talk to you guys next time about something. Actually, I know what I'm going to check in with you guys about, because I'm about to watch Sinners for the first time. I rented it from the library and I need to return it, so I need to watch it tonight. But I will record my thoughts when I'm done, and I will send those in for the next episode. So tune in next time to hear my thoughts on Sinners, because y'all know how I feel about horror movies, so I'm going to have to take my time with this one, I think. Or at least it'll be the Corinne experience, right? Pausing the movie as needed, getting up, walking around, turning on lights, whatever I got to do. But yeah, I am going to watch it, but it might just be a bit of a different experience versus the theater. So I'll talk to you guys next time about that. Until then, keep it real, nerds. Bye.
Hey, thanks, Corinne. We always appreciate you sending us stuff. This is a big movie news or nerd news of the week.
It's real news.
The nerd news is just for me, Brad.
Great.
I know, right?
More
just
Spider-Man.
Kidding. It's for you.
What?
aren't you stoked that Ninja Turtles is getting a super deluxe 4K release?
It's about time.
I know. You were so skeptical, too, about, oh, man, it's probably just going to be the first one. And I had to reassure
valid. Like, people.
It is valid.
I'm in the Turtles community. I know how much people love the first one and then, like, sort of like the second one and hate the third one.
See, I never thought the third one was that bad.
Neither did I. But
I think the turtle designs are cool in it.
The third one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, the third one, they just used the same suits and changed the mask, but the other two, they all have a different head shape. Anyway, no, it's awesome.
And it's actually shocking, too, that they're doing 2 separate covers for it. That's one of the first times I've ever seen them do that.
Really?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of another one they did that for.
See, so I went and got both, even though I don't need both. But, yeah, like, I've always wanted... They've never done a release with just that iconic first poster as the box art. Like, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, never done it.
That's true.
So I was waiting for that to be it, and they did it, which is great. But then they also have that alternate, like, limited edition Arrow.com only version, which is not too specific, but it's still, like, nice.
Yeah, it's comic book art.
Yeah. It fits with, like, their special edition, like, that whole vibe and everything. So I was like, I feel like I think that one looks the best, considering it's going to be, like, a 3-set box.
Mm-hmm.
But I also always wanted that other one, so I felt like I had to get both.
And what I love about Arrow, too, is their sets like that. It's that really rigid cardboard, so it's really thick. So they're really well made. And like I said, they haven't announced all the bonus features yet, which is interesting for them, because usually they do. Yeah,
well, I think they're probably, I think it actually comes out December, so they got a lot of work yet to do.
Yeah.
But also, like, the inside individual movies will probably have reversible art with what I want. Yeah. But it's the discs that are different. So that's why I still felt I had to get both.
Yeah. Because
they can't make the disc reversible.
No, it's cool. And it's, I've said this before. Obviously, I have a lot of movies. But when movies you love are treated the right way, it's really cool. And unfortunately for you, I don't know why the Ninja Turtles has always been kind of glossed over, considering how big the first one was.
Yeah.
And how big of a franchise it still is. I've always been so lucky with my Army of Darkness stuff and Spider-Man. And so it's cool that they finally put out something for you. Because there was a while there, it seemed like everything coming out was geared towards me.
Oh, yeah. God. Like September, like all the Criterions I've been waiting for to come out the same month instead of like spread out.
Yep.
That's gonna be costly. But yeah, I think it's because Ninja Turtles, it started originated as like a teen comic book, but it really like became a phenomenon as a kids cartoon show.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like a lot of adult brains associate it with being for children, so they don't take it seriously. But those people are 40 years old now.
Yeah.
And they're the adults, and so they're finally seeing a comeback. And like next week, the first movie is coming out to theaters. So we'll see how popular it still is.
Yeah. Well,
I predict it'll maybe, do over $1 million.
Wow, that's pretty good on a re-release.
I think it could do it.
Well, I do know that they were going to add more screenings because the other ones were starting to sell out.
Yeah.
So that's always a good sign. That's awesome. And
if we're lucky, they'll do the second one next year.
Yeah. And too, I think I pre-ordered mine on Arrow.com. It was $70.
Yeah. It's supposed to be normally $100.
Yeah, and I'm sure it'll drop more. And cool, if you're listening to this, Arrow doesn't charge you till they ship. So I would pre-order it, and then I have, on good faith, that I have pre-ordered a lot of Arrow stuff on Amazon. And if it says it's $90, by the time it ships, it's usually like $60. So $60 for 3 4K movies, with each movie will probably have minimum 40 minutes of new interviews. Even
his commentaries,
and it'll have commentaries,
negatives.
And so, I mean, the big sell to me is always going to be the rescan and making it look really great, because that's what you go back to and watch a lot. I mean, the features are cool, but I will watch the movie more than I watch the feature, so I want the movie to look great. So yeah, that's awesome. But it's also my week too. Brad, did you see Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is coming out?
Yeah.
It's one of those things I can't believe either. I they've always put out Mortal Kombat, the original, or 3 here and there, but for them to have it all on one collection is really cool.
Did you get the Ultimate version?
I did. In fact, I'm a lot like you. So my wife hates me. So the Ultimate Edition is cool. It comes with a Goro controller holder, and it comes with an art book and Scorpion and Sub-Zero pins. And I said, oh, that's really cool. But then the Deluxe Edition comes with mini arcade marquees. I said, man, that's really cool. And then I had an epiphany. So I already paid for the Deluxe Edition on limited run games because you only have a limited time to buy it. But Amazon has the Switch Deluxe Edition. So I got the one with Goro I got for my PlayStation 5. And so then I also pre-ordered the one for the Switch because now I can have it to go. And I can get all the other swag with it because that one comes with a steelbook, which the other one doesn't. It's really bizarre. So I got both of them. One was $150.
Smart.
The other one, I think, was only $65. So that's not bad. And what's really cool about this collection is they're releasing Mortal Kombat's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then they're releasing 3 Game Boy exclusive ones, Mortal Kombat Advance, Deadly Alliance, and Tournament Edition. And they're also just announced they're releasing Mortal Kombat Mythologies and Special Forces, which are the action-adventure games from PlayStation, which Mythologies isn't bad, but it's notoriously hard. Special Forces is not good at all. But it's cool that they included them. I'm also excited that they included the Super Nintendo and Genesis versions of the original 3. And I think they're actually putting Ultimate MK3, the NES on it, SNES on it. So that's pretty cool too. So I'll play them all. It'll bring back great memories. So it's just great time to be us.
Fingers crossed it doesn't get delayed.
Yeah.
My Turtles Deluxe ones usually took I saw them a year later. So.
Oh fuck! I mean, it says December 12th, which I hope. I do know they're releasing digital versions of it first, so I'll probably buy the digital version too.
Yeah, there's some version of an Ultimate Shredder's Revenge, I think, that they did that I think it's been a year now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's what's a bummer about that stuff. But if they're going to release it, I'll take it. And they're also putting out, I've been begging for this for years, they're putting out a whole Mortal Kombat. So there's an art book coming with the Deluxe Edition, and then it's a whole Mortal Kombat book now that I've been wanting for so long. I never knew why they didn't have an art book for Mortal Kombat that would have, their characters and the evolution of the game and the stories, and because I love video game art books. So yeah, fun stuff for you and I. We watch films throughout the week in a segment I call What We've Been Watching.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Brad, what'd you watch this week?
Sorry, again,
Well, I'll let it slide because you're kind of making the rounds with your film.
Yeah, probably some Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, probably some South Park.
The new South Park was great.
Yeah.
They make fun of Donald Trump's small wiener, so that's pretty funny. And I have to say, my kid cracked me up. He has a phone, and he discovered the GIF little thing. So he was staying the night at my in-laws because I had to work so early in the morning, and I sent him a text message that says, "Hey, buddy, be a good boy." And he sent me back the Donald Trump GIF, and it says, "Hey, relax, guy." And that made me laugh.
I love they replaced him with Saddam Hussein.
Yeah. So basically they're calling him a dictator, which is right on point. And then, J.D. Vance has little tattoo from Fantasy Island. Good for them. So this week I actually just rewatched a couple things. I rewatched The Monkey with my wife. She really wanted to see it. That movie's really fun. Totally bonkers. I love, I talk about films like Weapons where, you're kind of not expecting it. I also love movies that just embrace what it is. And The Monkey definitely just embraces, hey, we're not really going to explain what this monkey is or what it does. It just kills people. So I had a lot of fun with that.
Did your wife like it?
Yeah, she liked it a lot. And I rewatched Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, which my kid
logged his Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah, I know. Well, I looked and they didn't have the Sorcerer's Stone. The fuck, Letterboxd.
I guess Letterboxd is British.
It is, bitches. Hey, we beat you in 1775. How does that tea taste out of Boston Harbor? But my kid read the book this summer, so he really wanted to watch the movie, which I'm surprised I haven't shown him yet. But yeah, it's fun. There's something magical about going back to that innocence of the very first Harry Potter.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since 2001.
You fool. And that's... Oh, wait, I watched one other thing, and I totally forgot about this. Did you know that Jason Universe released an official Jason short film called Sweet Revenge?
I think I've heard about this.
So Jason Voorhees has been tied up in legal stuff for... I mean, the last movie was 2009, so 17 years, 16 years. Anyways, so they finally got out of it. And they thought the best way to reintroduce Jason to people is to make a short film sponsored by Angry Orchard, hard apple cider. And they hired a guy who made Silent Night, Deadly Night remake that isn't out yet. That comes out, I believe, in December, which makes sense. And what they wanted to do was make a Jason movie in 14, 15 minutes. So... It literally is a group of teenagers that go to Camp Crystal Lake, and Jason shows up. That's the plot of it. If you didn't know that it was sponsored by Angry Orchard, don't worry. Every shot, so when they get to the cabin at Crystal Lake, they pick up a 12-pack of Angry Orchard, and then they go meet a farmer who is an apple farmer in the middle of the woods. What? And then the next scene is our final girl who's walking through the forest carrying an Angry Orchard bottle and eating an apple. And I was always interested because this one guy liked my review of it on Letterboxd. And I went and read his review because, I said, I don't know who this guy is, but he took time out to say, hey, I like your review of Sweet Revenge. And so I was going to just like his review of the movie. But then when he said that, I like that this movie didn't beat you over the head with Angry Orchard, I did not like it because it's all it did. 2, Jason seems small in it. I looked up the actor who played him, and he's 6'4". But it didn't feel like he was that big in the movie. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. He felt small. And there's some cool things happening in it. I mean, when Jason shows up, the last 4 minutes is cool. He kills people in really cool ways. Yeah, I don't know if I was sold on the direction they're going to take it. It was cool to see Jason kill people. But yeah, that's about it. But I didn't need to be beat over the head with Angry Orchard, which I knew was going to happen because obviously Angry Orchard paid for this to happen. And when you read, oh yeah, they're just sponsoring it, but it's very obvious. I mean, why is there an apple farmer in the middle of the woods?
In New Jersey.
Yeah, it makes no fucking sense at all. So
yeah, I guess, yeah, could.
Hold that thought. I'm going to type, is there apple?
Because I just watched that movie Oh Hi, and one of the plot points is they stop by this roadside fruit stand. So there's probably apple orchards in upstate New York.
Yeah, it's actually there's 30 different apple varieties grown in New Jersey. So I guess apples is
for all we know, Angry Orchard is actually
I'm doing that now.
Made in New Jersey.
It's made in New York in the Hudson Valley. So I mean,
close.
So you know what? I take that back. I guess there could be an apple farmer up there. But yeah, next week, Brad, we are seeing
Nobody 2.
Nobody 2. So that should be fun.
Not Nobody also.
Yes.
Nobody, the sequel.
Yes.
2, number 2.
Stay tuned for that. And until next time, we'll see you at the movie.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot. A real nerd can follow the plot. And a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action. Real nerds.
Thanks for listening to Real Nerds Podcast, a Nebulous Visions production. Stream or download episodes, read articles at realnerdspodcast.com. Stream us on Apple or Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Follow us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast, Twitter and Instagram @Real Nerds. Watch us on YouTube, Real Nerds Podcast. Email us at realnerds@gmail.com. Call us at 720-6nerds5. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill, Mike at Plan 9 Studios, and Bolognium for all of our groovy theme songs. And that's how you fucking do it.